Hello, welcome to the first Loud Noises podcast of 2020, baby.
Happy New Year, bitches!
Yeah. We did it. Nearly made it a year.
Yep.
I mean, technically, we started this podcast in February last year, but fuck it. What do you want?
Wait till then.
All right, fine. Okay. Nearly made it a year.
I'm here.
I hope everyone had a good Christmas, a New Year, Hanukkah, all the other ones. If you don't celebrate any of them, good
Kwanzaa.
holidays. Kwanzaa.
Hope you enjoyed your bank holiday.
Yeah. Good bank
If
holidays.
you're somewhere where that makes a difference to you.
Sure, Turkey Day. Whatever. Is that Thanksgiving or is that Christmas? Doesn't matter. Fuck it.
Anti-vegan.
Hope you had a
that's
good
what it
one.
is.
Hope you had a good...
Hope you liked your tofurkey, people.
Hope you enjoyed all the capitalism. I'm Badger. As courted with me as always, Gareth
Hi.
and Paul
Aye.
from Leeds.
Yeah.
On a delay.
Paul on a sweet delay for us. Probably not for you with mad editing skills, but we'll sort out when we get to that probably.
No, I think you just... That was a personal delay.
Last time we put an episode out, we did like a crisp, like nearly 3 hours of talking. Because we just had so much to talk about. We talked about like the last year.
We had fun.
We did have
that
fun.
was a
So
fun
much fun.
day.
And then we had a nice couple of weeks off, and then we got back together, and I said to the lads, don't worry, there'll definitely be lots of new things to talk about after the 1st of January. Don't worry, I guarantee you there'll be lots of new music. I promise you, don't worry about it. There wasn't a lot, was there?
At least we're consistent with not knowing what we're talking about.
So, we have two new things to talk about today, sorry. We have a surprise release that Bring Me the Horizon did over the Christmassy period. When it was like, was it just before Christmas, just after?
Just after, I think, like
Just after, I
the
think, like
27th, I think.
Yeah.
So festive of them.
I know, right? So yeah, they put out like an EP, and we're going to get to that as a whole different thing. But I'm not entirely sure it's an EP. And also, we have a new song from Power Trip, or a cover song.
Yeah,
cover song from Power Trip.
Yeah.
So before we all talk about that, as always, though, we're going to do some news. We're back, baby. New year, new news.
New news.
Go, Paul.
So yeah, big new news. So to kick off the end of the decade, we have Billboard's top rock songs of the decade.
The most accurate top 10.
Yeah. What a list, right?
It's so accurate.
I mean, it's definitely mirrors my top rock songs of the decade. Fucking hell, Billboards.
You can't blame them.
I want to know, what is this based off the Billboard charts?
I don't know. I don't know how they've done it, but they've basically just posted out. These are our top rock songs of the decade. Do you want me to go through them from 10 till 1?
Sure, we've got time.
Yeah. So number 10 is "Stressed Out" by 21 Pilots.
I quite like that song, to be fair.
Okay.
It's all right.
Would you say it is the top 10 rock song of the decade?
Fuck no.
I
Probably
can
not, mate.
no, but these are off sales, isn't it?
Is it?
This is off.
I'm guessing it's off the Billboard charts in America.
Because it's not off quality.
Like I said, this list is comprised of like downloads and sales over the last decade under a rock category.
Right.
And as we know from any form of awards, that the idea of what they brand rock is very different than what we would brand as rock. It's quite broad now.
I think let's get into it because there's a couple of things that will crop up during this list.
Yeah.
So
So number 10 is "Stressed Out" by 21 Pilots.
well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad they got that. At least they got on the top 10.
Yeah, they made it.
That
Number 9 is "Ride" by 21 Pilots.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Right. Oh man. So number 8, "Feel It Still" by Portugal the Man.
Who?
Yep. What?
No idea.
Not
Oh
from-
yeah, the great top song of the decade.
the-
That band
yeah,
that no one's ever fucking
No,
heard of.
It's just a dude from Portugal.
He's that
Just
arrogant,
people are really
the most
rude
arrogant
and
man in
have
Portugal.
No.
He thinks he is
No,
the
he's a
country.
delight, and he's just too sweet to. Everyone goes, "It's that dude from Portugal." It's like, "My name's Jerry." It's like, no. The dude from Portugal.
It's Portugal the Man, not the country.
I just got really bad English.
Uh,
Portugal, man, yes.
Number 7, "Shut Up and Dance" by Walk the Moon.
I know that at least.
Do you?
I didn't know it was a class as a rock song.
Shut up.
I'm
I'm
assuming it's that,
I
right?
thought that was One Direction.
Well, it's more down that route than rock,
Yeah.
isn't it? What is rock?
Apparently, rock is 21 Pilots, because number 6
Yep.
is "Heathens" by 21 Pilots. Number 5, "Ho, Hey" by the Lumineers.
Oh, I think that's a typo.
I
It's
never
Hey
heard
Ho,
of them
right?
either. Oh, hey.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey.
Oh,
Hey, relax, guy. Are they Canadian? They must be. So tight like that.
Sure.
Lumineers are a rock band. I learned that today.
I presume these are all just American bands. Isn't it? Except for
Yeah,
Portugal, the man.
maybe. I mean, number 4 is High Hopes by Panic at the Disco.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know that one.
Then I'm just going to go 3 to 1. So you've got Radioactive, Thunder, and Believer, all by Imagine Dragons.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Has anyone else not heard of Imagine Dragons? I don't.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever heard of them.
yeah, I've listened to Imagine
And
Dragons.
is it Believer? It should be not Don't Stop Believing. Would that be better?
Yeah, but no. I don't know Believer. I know Thunder and Radioactive by them.
I don't know any of these songs.
Right. This is not surprising in any way, shape, or form.
It is, because I've never heard of fucking half the bands.
Well, that's the thing. It's like Imagine Dragons, Panic at the Disco, and 21 Pilots are 3 bands which I enjoy on different levels. I really don't mind Imagine Dragons. It's just an okay popular level of rock. I really like Panic at the Disco. I really quite like 21 Pilots. So it doesn't bother me.
I think this is more like pop rock, I guess.
Well, all these things, it's like Panic at the Disco are on there.
Yeah.
With High Hopes, they're an amazing pop song. As a fan of Panic at the Disco, I would never class that in a rock category in the slightest.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Panic at the Disco haven't been rock for about 5 years.
Yeah.
Not since and
High Hopes is a fucking tune, but it's a great pop song.
It's none of these are. I don't know. This is stupid.
This shows that whoever is buying these over the course of the year just had darn great for variety.
I really want to go look at more of Billboard's stupid charts.
Yeah, I'm assuming a lot of this, some of this has got to pay into like digital as well. I'm imagining streaming is a big on this one because I can't see a lot of people going out and buying a 21 Pilots record, but apparently they take up half this list, which is insane.
Yeah, I think I generally this has got to just be America.
Oh yeah, no, Billboard is American. Yeah,
I'm just kidding. I'm on Billboard's website right now.
why?
Hot rock songs for January 4th.
Oh yeah,
Number 1 is Panic at the Disco. That song's been out for a year.
it's still going
Nearly.
strong.
It's only number 1. What? Number 2 is Panic at the Disco. There are other bands.
Yeah, there is. It's 21 Pilots.
There's lots of more other bands. It won't let me see the rest without registering to their website. Oh no, there we go. Number 3 is Daughtry. Machine Gun Kelly's on there. And they asked
Daughtry?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a thing.
Apparently. So, terrible.
Not surprising.
Yeah.
I think I would feel more.
I'm not offended by this because I've been very aware that what the world classes as rock for many a year now.
I feel like I'm trying to think like a band that released a song. Like a Foo Fighters would have been on there or something. Do you know what I mean? An actual rock band or a Muse?
Yeah,
I hate Muse, but
for the decade. Yeah, same with Muse, Biffy Clyro as well.
yeah. I'm sure an actual rock band has put out a song that could have probably been that top 10. But whatever, Billboard, you weirdos.
Yeah.
This, like I said, this isn't on them. This is just on the general public and how they like to stream or spend their money on music. And Imagine Dragons are doing good.
Hey, fair play to him, you know.
I think you shot the gun a bit. On your April 1st joke or whatever you want.
I would like to delve in and find out who the fuck Portugal the Man are, though.
Oh, straight away after this podcast,
I'm assuming we must recognise that song. And then Lumineers is a band I am aware of the name, but I haven't got a clue what they sound like.
Yeah.
I just assumed they were not a rock band. But I could be wrong.
I assumed none of these were rock bands, to be fair. And I think I'm right. Yeah. Well, that's that.
Oh, well. Yep. In the bin. Fuck.
Yeah. Moving on from that, though, bit of forward-thinking news rather than looking back on the decade. We've got the first announcement for the Monsters of Rock tour. This is the Monsters of Rock cruise for 2021.
So this is actual rock.
Yeah,
now.
This is actual rock and roll. So it looks like the first act that's been announced is Alice Cooper.
Yes.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
I like this poster. That's why I can tell you from this. It's a cool poster.
It's a pretty cool poster, yeah. So apparently, it's weird that like this year's Monster of Rock has already it's not even kicked off yet. So it goes on. I think it's like mid-February.
Oh, okay.
And they're already talking about who's playing next year's as well.
Who's on this year's? Do you know?
Top of my head, I couldn't tell you. I can, if you want a vamp, I could find out. If you want to go sit on a boat for a weekend with Alice Cooper, You can.
I bet Alice Cooper's looking forward to that. He's a sort of good age that he probably appreciates a nice cruise.
Yeah. I mean, it's not Sandal's holiday.
Oh, he loves a nice cruise, does Alice?
Yeah. Oh, he loves a nice cruise. It's lovely.
And a bit of golf.
Yeah, a bit of golf.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit of fishing.
No, I don't think he likes fishing.
No, you don't think so?
Okay. Oh, damn it, it stopped. Wait. I had it, then it slid to a picture of an old group of bands. Yeah.
Did you say
back to me in a minute.
it switched to
It's one of the website's terrible,
okay.
and I'm just give me a minute. I've
got it in front of me here. If you want to have a look.
Oh,
right. So
okay.
it is. Just looking through the list to start with, I haven't heard of any of these bands.
Okay.
Apparently, there's a band called Tesla.
Yes,
I've heard of them.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Crocus.
No idea.
I've heard Crocus before.
Extreme.
Yeah,
You heard of them? They're quite. Yeah, they're all.
And
they're
Winger.
Extreme.
Winger.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah. I'm just looking through the list to see if anything jumps out at me. Mac Sabbath, the McDonald's Black Sabbath tribute band.
Oh my god! Okay.
Yeah.
I'm aware of that weirdly.
Yeah. The Choir Boys.
Yeah, I know them.
Vixen.
Personally.
There's a band called White Trash.
Okay.
I got really confused then. There's a band called Jason Bieler, which my eyes thought said Justin Bieber. Yeah, it looks like a lot of old school rock bands.
Yeah.
Literally, it's just a free holiday. They're getting to that age where they would just want, they'll do a bit of turkey and tinsel, and they want to cruise over the summer. Just get all the old boys together.
Yeah.
And then just
Okay, so in 2021,
Put 'em on a boat.
They're going to do another cruise.
Yeah.
2022, it'll be a gig in a retirement home in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a floating retirement home. I'm sure it'll be fun for anyone who wants to. All I want is every band to stop having a fucking cruise.
Yeah, what is it with the cruises?
I don't know.
I remember it started a couple of years ago, and it was I know Paramore did it, and a couple of other ones. I think there was a metal one that did it.
Jericho did one.
Yeah, he does the rock and wrestling one, and you got Flogging Molly have done the Salty Dog one for a while, and now Coheed have got one.
Yeah, let's think right.
Slipknot, they're doing one, aren't they?
Well, okay, right. Monsters of Rock makes sense because that's a bunch of big. Well,
no, none of it makes sense. Stop trying to make festivals on boats.
I'd say what it is if you're a big enough band to do that, that makes sense to me because people will pay X amount of money, and it's not cheap to go on cruises. People will pay that much to go see something on a boat and whatever else. But there's some bands doing it now where I'm like, really? I love going in Cambria. Really? You want to pay $2,000 to see Coheed on a boat? I love that band, but I'm not going to fucking pay $2,000 to go see Coheed on a boat. You do what you want, mate, but fucking hell.
I really don't think there is a band that can all of a sudden come out with a boat trip, which would be.
I mean, it's harder for us in England because we have to fly to America first.
I mean,
if it's sailed from Devon.
I'm going to say, Gareth, you say that there isn't a band that could do it, but I could guarantee do one if Misfits announced a tour.
No, because, and don't get me wrong, I'd be annoyed at, once again, they're announcing they're doing all this shit that doesn't include me. But
they're doing it just to against you.
Yeah, but no, the thing is, all these cruises are such an extortionate amount of money as well. And I get it, you get a sort of weird holiday halfway around the world or just down the road. See trip. It just always seems ludicrous. Like you're saying, I don't need to pay $2,000 to see Coheed and Cambria on a boat, and I'll put that to Misfits as well if they decide to do it.
I can see that band for £20 in a venue down from my house and not get seasick. So cool.
I get really bad seasickness, so maybe that's where my true hatred is coming from.
I've not been on a boat for years, but I probably will do now because my body hates me. So no, I think. I like the idea of it, the novelty of it. Yeah. Sounds good. It's just the price is just fucking mad. You know what I mean?
Well, to be fair, maybe that's why they do it. Maybe it's just another way of people realising, fuck me, we make alright money on tours, but we can really make a bit of money if we do a cruise.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. I mean, I imagine it's a lot of money to hire out a boat.
I don't know. You think it'd be the cruise liner making the money, though? Well, not the bands. Do you know what I mean?
You got to imagine making some kind of profit split there somewhere, though.
Yeah, somewhere. Anyway.
But yeah. Moving on from that.
No more cruises. No more cruises in 2020. Stop it.
Yeah. Well, we're not getting any more in 2020. They're all in 2021 now.
Oh, good. We'll stop it then as well. Made that Monster Rock on the last one. You know what they'll do? They'll put download on a boat. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
On the Dover ferry. Great stuff. Oh. You could just sail download, go from download, put it on a ferry,
and send it to a good festival.
Download France.
Send to Hellfest.
Yeah, send to Hellfest.
Yeah.
A better festival.
But yeah, could you put Hellfest on a boat and bring it to the UK?
And then just stay over here on land.
Do you think this? Do you think this is? Do you think the like gig promoters are getting ahead of the curve and trying to beat global warming by putting all the gigs on boats when they're ready? The world's water world.
Yeah, it's basically just
the world will flood in 2025. Start putting gigs on boats.
Yeah, get everyone
We'll
ready
cover
for
it,
seasickness now, because it's all you're going to have in the future.
When everything goes waterworld.
Australia's burning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway, moving on to happier news. Not quite alternative, but yeah, weird. So Coachella announced their lineup this year.
Yeah. Basic Bitch Fest. I know what you mean.
It's Basic Bitch Fest. This one's a weird one though, because it's like a fuck ton of artists I've never heard of. None of them remotely alternative. And then right snap bang in the middle of it, you've got Code Orange playing.
Yeah, sure.
What?
Do you think this is like what Glastonbury did last year when they had their metal stage?
No, because it's this is the full lineup, and I'm looking through all of the bands that are playing, and literally there are maybe 4 rock bands.
Yeah.
So you've got
Rage
Against
Against the Machine.
Yeah. So Rage are headlining the Friday, the April 10th and 17th.
I mean, that's pretty cool. That kind of makes sense to me, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's the return of Rage Against the Machine. It's understandable. But then, you've got, I guess Tom York. You could almost...
Idols are a bit rocky, aren't they?
Idols.
Yeah. But then, you got Pup and Code Orange in the mix of,
Yeah, I can't see them on here, but I'm pretty sure a band called Mannequin Pussy said are on this tour, which are much more down an alternative route than Frank Ocean.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Like I say, there's a lot of stuff I've not heard. There's a couple of things on there I'd like to see. I'd love to see Run the Jewels.
Are there?
Yeah. I mean, Carly Rae Jepsen's on there.
Yeah.
That just me? Just me who wants that?
Just you, man. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, I really want that
band.
Carly Rae Jepsen Code Orange collaboration to happen.
Oh, Amel and the Sniffers are there.
Youngblood, but I mean,
yeah,
he's in Kerrang, right?
Yeah, don't worry, Youngblood.
So what you're telling me there's not 2, there's 5?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, and also,
and we're stretching.
Yeah, we're pushing it here.
Yeah.
I've seen the band I hate most on the planet's playing.
Oh, who's that?
Sleaford Mods.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the worst. There's literally the only music that makes me legitimately angry.
Really?
And hate everything.
I never listened to them.
It makes my blood boil. I fucking hate it.
Wonder if I like them.
If you do, we're not friends anymore. That's it, mate. We're over.
Put that fucking to the test.
I mean,
Coachella is literally America's Glastonbury.
Yeah.
Sort of,
isn't it?
yeah. It's Basic Bitch Fest. It's where people go for more of a credit than an actual music thing.
Yeah.
I've been to Coachella, and they just brag about it for ages.
I imagine
That's why I get
the most important thing about Coachella is getting good signal to post on Instagram.
Yeah, which doesn't that make it really bizarre that a band like Rage Against the Machine are playing it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, super
Yeah, but
weird.
then it's a bragging rights thing.
Yeah.
But then people get to brag that they've seen Rage, even though they probably don't know. Oh, that band from The Matrix, they played.
If you look at it as far as just the band before, it's Calvin Harris opening for Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
If Run the Jewels is in that spot, it's alright, I get it. But can you imagine watching Calvin Harris and then fucking Rage wander on and just we don't know what we're doing here, but fuck it, they paid us.
Mm-hmm. In my head, just looking at on the Friday, in my head, what I want is Lewis Capaldi, Code Orange, Calvin Harris, then Rage.
I mean, I'd have that as just a normal lineup. That'd be nice.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Bung that in Brixton Academy. Let's have a laugh.
Yeah. Do you think Zach will join Run the Jewels on their set?
I hope so. That'd be mint.
Is that a thing he does?
Yeah, no, he's literally done a track with them.
No, but it's not a thing he does live, is it? I've never seen him step up with another band before.
No, but then I've not seen him really do a lot of stuff live outside Rage.
You say that, I feel like I literally saw an article the other day, being the time when Zach De La Rosa. So I wish I remember it better, but I think that he has
remember
done
that one time when Zach De La Rosa.
I know. Maybe. I mean, we're not going to be there, and I wouldn't go if I was around.
No, I wouldn't go to this. But good for you for getting Code Orange.
I just think that's the weirdest thing. You say, Basic Bitch Fest, and then Code Orange. I mean, they did win a Grammy. Was it a Grammy they won?
Yeah, I think it was a Grammy.
So I can understand why they're getting these kind of like slots offered to them, but it's still like.
I guess
weird.
it's like just. I guess it's just maybe. I don't know. I'll put it down to maybe a reflection of our lack of knowledge of the American scene. If that's acceptable for them to be on that, whereas over here we find it weird.
I mean, yeah.
Maybe over there it's like, yeah, of course, whatever.
It's weird for me. Like you're talking about like seeing some of the bands and like artists that are on this, and then you think that I saw like Code Orange in a warehouse in Leeds like less than 2 years ago.
It's not even that. It's like it's just the kind of band they are. They're not a particularly like
they're not basic bitches, is what you're saying.
Well, yeah, it's a very aggressive, heavy band.
Yeah.
Whereas like I'd imagine like maybe more like a Fever 333 being on this or something like that.
Yeah.
Something a bit more radio acceptable. But you don't hear Code Orange on the fucking radio 1 at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, do you?
I mean, I don't know what the American radio's like. You might hear them over there.
But they have radio different over there, because they've got special radio stations for
like
this stuff.
Genre radios, yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Wait, Danny Elfman's there?
Yeah.
What?
Fucking Danny Elfman's there.
Doing what? Just
Danny Elfman stuff.
You got a friend in me.
That is Randy Newman. That's a completely different guy.
It is, isn't it?
Wait, is he there too?
He is. He's on the Sunday.
Right, okay, fair enough.
Who's Danny Elfman? And why do I recognise his name?
The Nightmare Christmas composer.
Okay.
And he did the theme tune for The Simpsons.
Right.
And every Tim Burton movie
Yeah,
ever.
just Tim Burton's old buddy, old pal.
Oh, okay. That's why I recognise
The voice of Jack Skellington.
Yeah.
Well, the singing voice of Jack Skellington.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I guess that's what he does. Like, if you go to see...
I guess, he must just sing the songs from that.
Oh, man.
And then just, like...
Yeah. Danny Elfman playing in between 21 Savage, no idea, and Da Baby.
Also no idea.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What is going on?
I need to spend 2 weeks.
Just an image of fucking Kylie Jenner singing along to the theme tunes from Nightmare Before Christmas.
It is. Maybe she's going to play the Simpsons theme tune and fuck off.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. There's a band they're playing called Viagra Boys, and I've actually literally yesterday got recommended them by someone in my work.
Maybe it's just a bit more. I don't know. It's just weird. Fuck it. Anyway, whatever, Coachella. You do you.
You weird bastards, you.
You weird bastards.
With your little Uzi Vert and little Nas X.
Wasn't Coachella the one who had the holograms for a while?
For a while? What do you mean?
Well,
is that where Tupac...
They had the Tupac hologram.
I think it was Coachella, yeah.
Yeah. Because they had... Wasn't it Tupac and they did it for someone who was alive still?
Maybe.
What?
Gorillas?
I'm sure Snoop Dogg's had a hologram somewhere.
Just at home.
Just two fucking
Wait,
stones
what the fuck is Chicano Batman?
What, isn't
It's
Chicano
exactly what it sounds like.
It's a budget Batman. Saying that, Batman Begins was filmed in Chicago. So.
No, not Chicago. Chicano.
Oh, Chicago. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like a right idiot.
You should.
Yeah.
Do you reckon King Gizzard is a King Lizard tribute?
I really don't know what's going on with this.
God,
festival.
I'm so fucking clueless. I'm getting a kid. Wait, Mika? Mika is still a thing?
Fuck me, I didn't know he was still going. That's a blast from the 90s pop.
It could be
2000s.
It could just be a different Mika at this point.
Yeah.
Anyway, should we move on?
Yeah, please. We're getting really
I'm
bogged down with
clueless,
this.
and I'm just...
Sorry, guys.
Duck sauce is still a thing! Do you remember duck sauce?
So
What's a Bieber?
Do you remember the duck sauce, the Barbra Streisand one?
No.
You know that song, Barbra Streisand?
No.
They just say Barbra Streisand a lot?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're there. That's still a thing, apparently.
Duck sauce?
They're called duck sauce, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not a
I've
clue.
learned too much things I don't care about now.
Barbra Streisand.
Oh, that was annoying, that song as well.
What else do they have? Anyways, right, we're moving on. This is my bad. Sorry, I'm dwelling. I'm dwelling.
And we are moving on to the hell.
Yeah, you dick.
You dick. So the Hell are back, announcing their new EP, I guess.
Yep.
Advertising it as an LP, but I think it's like a 4-track record. So that's coming out on the 17th of January. So I am assuming we're reviewing that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And yeah,
they did put a song out when they announced this.
Okay.
But it was only on Facebook.
Right.
And we exclusively apparently only listen to Spotify because we're good like that.
Yeah.
So we'll review it when it gets onto streaming media that we accept.
Yes. Or we buy copies of it, whichever.
Sure.
But yeah, so they've announced that, but they've also announced they're following up with a 4-date run at the moment. There'll be more dates to announce, they say. But so far they've announced the 19th of February in London, which is a top secret venue. So yeah, I'm assuming probably the Vans store or something.
The House of Vans, isn't it?
Yeah. 20th of Feb in Bristol Rough Trade.
Yeah.
21st in Southampton Suburbia. And then the 22nd of Feb are Milton Keynes MK11.
Cool.
Fine.
Yeah.
The weird thing about this is the poster. Why have they just randomly got logos for like Sillet Bang and Toys R Us?
I guess
maybe if you combine all of those brands, you'll actually work out the top secret venue in London.
I think it's just them being, because this band's quite comical.
Yeah.
So, well, the way they kind of act as a band sort of thing. So I think it's like how the tour's meant to be sponsored by Toys R Us, Jif, Sillet Bang, and Ron Seal.
A Jif, yeah.
And yeah. So, whatever.
Whatever you want to do.
If you don't remember the hell, there was that one who did Go Vote song.
Yeah.
That was all over the internet a couple of years ago and recently. And also, I think the main thing about this band originally was like who's in the band. And they've done very well keeping that secret.
Yeah, I don't got a clue who they are.
I figured out one member, and that's it. It was the singer of Heights.
Oh, okay.
Spoiler.
Yeah. Oh, well, fuck. It's obvious. Just look at his face.
A cat is wearing a mask.
It's not a mask. It's
a handkerchief.
It's a handkerchief. No, I remember the Hell being a fun band. And I remember the album they put out was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I remember being good at the time. I've not revisited for a while, but so I'll be keen to listen to a bit of this douche.
That's it. This is completely new to me because I am one of the people who are just like, oh, they're that random band who brought out that Vote song. That was my only knowledge of them. I liked and followed them because of that and never bothered listening to anything else. So I am ready to embrace the Hell, a band which I knew nothing about, didn't know they were a thing, and then went on hiatus, and that they did the Vote thing, and now they're back and spawned by Sillet Bang. But here we are. I look forward to listening to it.
Yeah.
Capitalism.
So, I didn't realise we didn't mention this, did we? About Kickstarter.
So they're advertising their new EP through Kickstarter, but they're kind of not releasing it through Kickstarter. It's weird. So you can. So the Kickstarter goal is £1.
What?
Yeah. So yeah, when you set up Kickstarter, you can set up like, this is how much money we want to make. Their Kickstarter goal is £1. But yeah,
that's a good way to do it. It means that they are literally gonna do it no matter what. Because obviously, if they set it like 15 grand, but if we don't hit it, you're not getting it. It's like, look, we're doing this anyway. Here's a great incentive to help a band out and get a bit extra out of it.
Yeah. Well, apparently so far they've got 1,880.
Yeah, so awesome. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. But apparently you can get all you can get pre-order T-shirts through the Kickstarter. You can also get your name in as part of a diss track.
Okay.
But yeah, and yeah, apparently I think there's one of them that basically gets your name in the liner notes or something.
I like that long.
But yeah, no, it's cool.
I'm into it. I think that's a really fun little idea.
Yeah.
It's with, like I said, with a starting price of £1.
Yeah, it's also a nice way to kind of. I don't know if they are doing it intentionally, but like it does seem like a lot of bands like last year were just going through Kickstarter. So it might be their way of taking the piss out of that a little bit.
Yeah,
possibly. Yeah.
But no, that's cool. I really like the look of that long sleeve. I mean, I like the look of that long sleeve.
I literally just showed it to Gareth. Was it like New Order printed on the side with the middle finger? That's very good.
But yeah, no.
Joy Division, sorry.
I
don't care.
I'm old. I know. It's fine. I'll probably pick that one up when I get paid. So yeah, that's cool. Good. But no, sweet. Welcome back to hell.
God. Yeah. As I say, they're going to announce more dates, and I think in the network, like, there will be no day, so calm the fuck down. So, good.
Great.
Nice. Next.
So, tiny bit of news. Nothing big. Like, My Chemical Romance. You've heard of those guys. Little band from America.
Yeah. I hear they've done like a reunion or something.
Yeah, some kind of like reunion tour or whatever.
Some kind of show where you couldn't hear the vocals because everyone just screaming like a bitch.
Is it Coachella?
And guess what, Badger? Soon that could be you.
It could be you, because they're teasing UK dates.
Teasing bastards.
Yeah, I mean, it's the least subtle tease ever. They basically posted a picture on their Facebook. Random photo, just some hooded skull thing with a dagger. And then, just the accompanying text was just the UK flag.
Yeah. The UK flag emoji.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're getting those UK dates. Nothing announced yet, nothing leaked or anything, but it's a certified thing that we're getting UK dates.
I feel Gareth definitely probably nailed what the two options are.
Mm-hmm.
So, what did you say?
My guess is they're either going to do like a one-off in London, or they might headline Reading and Leeds.
Yeah.
I don't think the headline's not been announced for Reading and Leeds.
No, they don't announce them until quite late on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
And they normally announce almost like a full lineup.
It 100% won't be a tour.
No.
No,
If it
I very
is,
much doubt it'll be
yeah.
a tour.
So yeah, I reckon it's either going to definitely be a one-off show or those. I can't imagine it being anything else. Because all the other festivals are filled up, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unless, fuck me,
headline.
2000 Trees pull one out of the bag.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
That would be fucking insane. But I think they're nothing against 2003, but I think my camera are a bit bigger than their headline possibilities.
So, Slam
Call them
Dunk.
when you're 20,000 Trees.
Slam Dunk's full now, isn't it? Pretty much.
Oh.
We're going to get to that in a minute. Well, it was on here, but
It's
you
not
take the
anymore.
Slam Dunk off?
Yeah, I don't think I put it on there.
Barely news.
Basically, Slam Dunk
Sure.
announced some more bands. None of them excited me. I'm still going.
What excited me, Days and Days, because I whinged about them being on the Pumpkin Drublick tour, but not
Right.
part of Slam Dunk, and then on Christmas Day they announced they're playing. Like, yeah, okay, happy me.
Yeah, I
So,
think the only
That's all that matters.
decent announcement that I saw there was Straight from the Path. It was like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sliding back, 'cause I'm going to pull up Slam Dunk because I want to go for it.
Okay.
But sliding back to Mike M,
Mhm.
are you tempted to go? If
Oh no, I've already had the conversation with my partner where this year we're trying to be really responsible and save some money, but we both understand that if an opportunity comes up to see Mike M, we're going to drop everything and go for it.
Yeah.
I think I'll go as long as it's not stupid.
Yeah.
Like if it's a one-off in London, I probably won't get to go because
Yeah.
tickets will go out in like 2 seconds.
Mhm.
If it's in Leeds Festival, I
I
could
hope it
consider
is
going.
because that's doable.
Yeah.
The problem
And
with
be
that-
a lot easier to get a day to go on that than...
I think with that though, you'd have to then consider who else was playing that day.
I couldn't
because-
give a fuck.
No, but the day tickets alone are like 80 quid
I'd probably pay that.
for one band.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, and also...
It's good, but they're not that.
It's not
80
that
quid
also,
good.
but then also for 80 quid to see them, and then there will be someone else at that one day of that festival
Yeah.
which you're gonna want to see,
Definitely.
or get a kick ass in.
I think if it's
You
on
know,
the same,
someone you fucking hate, but you'd be like, "Fuck me, I'm watching." I don't know that fucking All About the Bass woman or something.
Megan Taylor.
Okay.
The Hives are back. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've not looked at the Reading and Leeds lineup because honestly, that festival lost me a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's nothing.
They've got
They haven't announced
they
anything.
have the lock-up stage still.
Kind
So
of.
if that kinda.
Yeah.
So and then she's got a couple of good bands on it. So if they're on if they play that and they're on the same day as that, it's probably worth it.
Yeah.
If they're on a day where there's no lock-up stage, then you're probably in a bit of a funny one. But at the same time, when an emo band plays a main stage, there's usually a couple of other bands.
Yeah.
Probably. Who's to say? Unless it's all
Main support, Panic at Disco.
probably no, probably singing with sirens and
Yeah, probably.
I won't go.
No. This, I'm like anxious about this announcement now. I'm going to be anxious about where it gets announced, anxious about dealing with the consequences of if I go to it or not, and then anxious about actually trying to get tickets. I don't need this, Mike M.
I feel like Mike Hem are also just pissing off Creeper again
Oh,
because Creeper are teasing something.
I'm just
again.
about to say, we haven't talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're teasing basically a new single, I'm guessing,
so,
yeah.
which I'm quite looking forward to.
But it just seems like every time Creeper try to tease something, Mike Hem go, "Nah, lads,
Nah, mate.
sit down. No, sorry, lads,
Yeah.
we're back."
But yeah, don't expect a tour because why are we special? They're not touring anywhere else.
Yeah, that's it, innit? That's it. So anyway, to slide back into the Slam Dunk thing because you brought it up.
Yeah, go for it.
So the announced bands on was it Christmas Day?
Yeah.
They announced these. Buried Tomorrow, We Came as Romans, straight from Da Path. I mean, it's all the Twitter handles I'm looking at, so I'm not too sure. DGD, is that Dave? No, DGD the band.
Don't think so.
That's
Unless
the Twitter
is
handle.
Days and Days on there?
Days and Days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not DGD.
okay.
That's not their tour.
Anyway, Polaris, Trash Boat, The Fame, Normandy.
No,
So that, and of course the Zebrahead.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
forgot
yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
That did make me happy as well. I do really
I need
enjoy
to try and
seeing
figure out
them.
who this DGD one is.
Basically, they've completely lost the opportunity of getting Badger to go. Because
Yeah.
this is the last hope that
Oh.
they might announce bands that Badger will get excited about.
Dance Gavin Dance.
Oh, okay.
Who are also terrible.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
But at least I've heard of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that's definitely the last nail in the Slam Dunk
Yeah.
coffin for me.
I just keep getting more and more giddy now because I'm very much looking forward. I'm getting down to the point now where I'm just worried about who may clash with who because I'm very across the board with bands this year.
Yeah.
But
So
I'm very happy about this.
Is that the last announcement, or did they not have another one coming?
I think there is another one.
There is another one, but I can't imagine what they'd be able to part the bag at this point. I think like the last, they won't get every time I die. No, because I know for a fact that every time I die, I'm about to enter the studio.
Yeah.
So they'll be probably in the midst of recording the album.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Or wrestling.
Or wrestling.
Wrestling.
Or wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah. I think if I recall correctly, like the Slam Dunk later announcements are like usually straggly bands. Like there's acoustic stages and all these little kind of straggly bits that no one really cares about. Maybe a few people.
Yeah, the acoustic lot and whatnot.
Yeah. And they usually go, oh, and a secret one. And then you have to wait till the day to find out the secret one. So.
It's A.
Well, unless it's when
it's probably A.
Unless it's when it's busted, and it blew my mind that people didn't work that out.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be McFly. Don't worry about it. Yeah. So, good. Well, I hope you guys enjoy it. I don't give a shit.
It'll be great. We'll have to trips around after you all day.
Yeah.
We'll have to worry about Badger being like, where's my friends?
Oh, I'm sorry. I want to hang up my mates, you bastards.
I was just stormed ahead down. If it's a band I want to see, fuck everybody. I'm going to go see it. That's how I saw Interrupters without anyone else.
Yeah.
When we watched Interrupters, like, do you want to see it? No. Okay, go on my own. What are you doing now? Seeing Interrupters every time they come around because they're fucking great.
Yeah. We'll be seeing those as well at the end of the month.
No, beginning of next month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Yeah, just throw the rules of months out the window.
What do. Anyway, that it?
That's it. All the news is done and
News
dusted.
done.
Bonus news.
Hopefully more will happen
Next week.
in the next 7 days.
Probably not. Music's dead.
Corridor Orange are teasing something. It's probably a song. Hope it is.
Mm-hmm.
Hayley Williams was teasing something.
A solo album she's looking at doing,
Yeah.
There's a couple of teases over the Christmas Eve period.
Just not exciting ones.
Well, no, it's all that kind of thing like, we're going to do something, but
Just
it's
do
going to
it.
be in January. I know, just do it, guys. Come on.
Just get on with it, yeah.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, I mean, people were dropping records and stuff for over Christmas that, like, everybody missed them, so it's probably smart to wait for January.
Yeah.
I think Acacia Strain dropped an album and, like, we didn't get to listen to that because it completely missed the fact that it was released.
Also, I don't care.
Yeah,
it personally wouldn't be on my radar.
No. So, but yeah.
If it was 2011, I might have given a slight shit. But it's not, so. Decade too late, guys. Nearly.
Wap, wap.
Wah, wah.
Yeah.
Who was it? Oh, one thing we've got to look forward to in January before we go to the music. The Bronx have got a new album come out this month, haven't they?
Are they?
Not this month, I don't
Was
think.
I thought it was January.
I know it's this year. Have they announced it?
I'm sure they say.
If it is, fuck
I
me.
remember
Yes,
doing-
awesome, but I don't.
But I'm sure when they did the news article, it was meant to be like January time.
No way? Okay, maybe.
Oh, there will be a new song soon. So there's some Bronx coming as well.
I would be happy for a new Bronx album.
Well, it's coming.
Yeah.
A lot of it. There's a new Palm Reader album coming out this year.
Yeah. Oh, no, I think they're recording this year.
They're starting this month.
Cool.
There's some stuff, like, there's a lot of bands saying they're going to be doing stuff. So we're going to be fucking sorted come summer.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we're a bit dry on the ground. So,
Yeah.
speaking of being dry on the ground, let's move into the new music section of the podcast. We've got two things to talk about.
Yeah. One of them's pretty big, though.
Yeah, we'll drag on out. It's fine. So the first thing we're going to talk about is obviously the single, which is a song from Power Trip, When Things Go Wrong, which is a cover of, what was the band called again? The Outburst.
Outburst, yeah.
Yeah. First off, who the fuck are the Outburst? Anyone know?
New York hardcore band.
Cool. Do you know them at all?
No.
No. Okay.
No, I have completely
Really cementing ourselves here in the new year, guys. Really cementing ourselves as people who know what we're talking about.
I mean, they're from the 80s, so... Like, I was born in the 80s. I'm not going to know hardcore, am I?
Yeah, okay. Well, the song they've covered is taken from the Outburst EP that came out in 1989.
Mm-hmm.
So I was 4.
Yeah. I was older.
Gareth wasn't born?
When?
89.
I was not born.
No. So, good stuff. Apparently this is coming off a release that's going to cover a load of bands covering this. Did you remember some of the bands that...
Higher Powers on there, I remember.
It sounds like a lot of hardcore bands covering a hardcore band.
Yeah, Fury, Crime Watch, Power Trip, obviously. So there's apparently like 13 songs coming. It comes out this month.
The 31st, I think.
Something like that. Yeah. But this is the first song that's come from it. So
What did you guys think? Because I'm not a big Power Trip person. I have no idea who the Outburst are. So what do you feel about this?
It was a solid track. Like, before, when I first listened to it, I'm not aware of the Outburst, and I wasn't aware this was a cover. I was just like, yeah, this just sounds like Power Trip doing some pretty upbeat Power Trip stuff. I've enjoyed, I saw Power Trip for the first time ever last year, started listening to a lot of this stuff, enjoyed it, but not a regular band for me to keep going back to. They're just a good band. Mm-hmm. And this song is just them, a good band, playing a pretty decent upbeat track, and I enjoyed it. But it's not blowing me away. It's just, decent track.
Yeah, I think for me, it's like you can tell it's like a song written in like the 80s, 90s. Like it is just a solid slab of old hardcore.
Yeah.
But it's just like with that, like they say, that Power Trip kind of like thrash crossover sound to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, they've done a really good job of covering it. I've not heard the original myself, but if I didn't know this was a cover, I would say this is still a really good like Power Trip song.
It fits as a Power Trip song. Like it doesn't feel like a cover. I'm not sure if that's because I originally listened to it without knowing that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it did fit the band really well, and I'm interested to hear Outburst's original just to see like maybe how much they played around with it or not.
Yeah, I mean, I did go looking for it. I didn't find it, but I am gonna after the podcast go have another listen and see if I can track it.
I've never even heard of Outburst, and I'm relatively good with my New York hardcore, but yeah,
I suppose there's always going to be like in a scene. There's always going to be like a smaller band that everyone kind of classes in from the kids.
Maybe they're fucking massive band. I just have no idea.
Think, like, obviously, you got to think about how old these bands are that's doing the covers, and if you're deep into that scene, you're probably digging around looking for EPs and stuff. And for me, like I say, I had no idea who Outburst are. Hi Jack, that's my cat. Sorry. And I'm not super familiar with Power Trip, so when I was listening to this, my first thing is like, oh, it's that kind of hardcore that I'm not very familiar with, and I don't mind, but I don't really listen to that much. So it was good, I didn't mind it. I did have a sense of, I had this feeling way before he told me it was a cover. I had this feeling that there something wasn't quite right about it being a Power Trip song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know what it was, like I'm not a big fan of the band, but I just like, is this what Power Trip are normally, like all the way through? It's like just something was a bit off. So when he said it, I was like, oh, that might be what it is.
Yeah,
but it's all right. Yeah, I mean, again, it does fall into that gripe for me that it's a hardcore band covering a hardcore band. I find it kind of a bit defunct.
Well, you can't see Power Trip as being a straight up hardcore band though.
Yeah, no, they're a bit more
thrash.
Yeah. So it's one of those. I always prefer songs to be covered by an artist who's not from the same genre. So when you get like a pop punk band covering a hardcore band, for example, that's just a random one, or just like a hardcore band covering a pop song or something like that.
Just, well, it makes it more interesting, but then it also does lead to atrocious covers. But then it can also lead to phenomenal, like the
Interrupters covering Billie Eilish was totally fantastic, and then other times it'd be terrible, like Weezer doing a whole album that was awful.
Weezer singing No Scrubs
one of the worst.
Was actually enjoyable.
Okay, that one wasn't bad.
They did that live. It's really fun.
Okay, Weezer, count.
Weezer.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. It's one of those, I kind of put it on, and I think the same thing what I say with like most New York hardcore type thing we talk about. It's like, put it on, like, yeah, it's got some good bits, but I could easily just never put it on again. But if it gets played in my house, I'm like, whatever you want.
Yeah, you turn around and go, hey, who's this?
Yeah.
I like this.
It's all right.
Moving on.
Pretty much. Yeah. So.
It doesn't stay with you, but you can...
Right. Honestly, guys, we had a little technical problem then where the Skype we have with Paul cut out, so we dropped out and we're back in. So this might sound slightly disjointed. So, Paul, tell us about the Power Trip thing, because you had something to say about Power Trip.
I did have something to say. It's been so long, I forgot what I said. So yeah, to wrap up this song, like I really enjoyed this song. I think as a Power Trip song on its own, it's pretty cool. I don't think it stands up to their original stuff, but it's still awesome. It does make me look forward to listen to the rest of the songs that are on there, especially the Higher Power one. So I'm interested to see what the rest of that sounds like when that comes out at the end of this month. But yeah, all in all, I think it's a good song. I think you should definitely check it out. It'd be a shame to miss it.
Yeah, for me, I think it's a solid track, fun track. But weirdly, I'm coming out of this wanting to listen to Outburst and find out more about them and why they are getting a full cover album more than anything else.
Yeah, I think maybe that's the purpose of it, to try and like pay attention to a band that no one might not have heard of. So, I mean, New York Hardcore, everyone, if you've listened to the podcast long enough, you know my opinion on it. I enjoy it, but it's not something I'll go to regularly. We'll see. I don't know if we'll do the full cover album. We'll see
what's out that week.
see what happens, lads. Anyway, that was that. Boom, we're done. On to the what I'm going to guess is the meat of the episode. Bring Me the Horizon released something. We're calling it an album.
It is an album.
Spotify says it's an album.
It is an album.
It's 75 minutes long. I don't think Bring Me the Horizon wants it to be classed as one of their official albums. Don't release a 75-minute fucking track thing.
Yeah. Who gives a shit what they think? We're calling it an album.
Yeah. So this is the new release from Bring Me the Horizon. Music to listen to, dance to, blaze to, pray to, feed to, sleep to, talk to, grind to, trip to, breathe to, say up to, hurt to, scroll to, roll to, love to, hate to, learn to, plot to, play to, be to, feel to, breathe to, sweat to, dream to, hide to, live to, die to, go to.
R2, D2.
Great time. Should have put it in, lads. Missed a trick. Yeah. Who wants to start?
How about you, man?
All right, fine. First impressions, obviously, again, we've got to go back to like the fact that this is a surprise release. I don't know if the band advertised it as anything, but it was like advertised as an EP, like a surprise EP or something.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely feel this is like a more of a passion project or a random thing from certain members of the band, or maybe all of them. Like, oh, we'll just fucking do this, and we'll bang it out, and it'll be there.
Yeah, like time has been. It's not like a B-side collection. Like, there's a lot of time and effort has gone into this. I think so. I think it.
No, definitely.
Yeah, this isn't like something they just winged. I think this is big passion project which they put a lot of effort into. But it's very much something where they wouldn't be pushing it as a major commercial, release, but something that they definitely wanted to do and do in a way where, you can tell that they must be happy with this and it plays well. They whether I'm a fan of the music in particular or not, I can definitely appreciate that this is like well done music.
I think with the ammo, however you call it.
Ammo, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
The way Bring Me Horizon evolved into ammo, it made sense to me. But then to go to this didn't make any sense. This is quite a jump. And I think this is like, it does harken back to that kind of like era of dubstep when bands were just getting on the dubstep wagon and chucking out things for the sake of that being a thing. And this is similar to that, but no one's in for this, I guess. Like, no, like this kind of music, whatever this is, isn't like big on the scene at the moment, so they're just doing this for the sake of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of, it doesn't sit anywhere.
Well,
and I wonder where this came from. Is like, did they want to release this as a thing, like a separate thing, not Bring Me the Horizon, but then the Bring Me the Horizon name's more of a stability, like carries weight. Mm-hmm. So chuck it, fuck it, whatever. Or is it just?
I think as you said like earlier, like it's probably a passion project of like one or two members in the band, and like it's just kind of snowballed from that. Because I mean, talking about the music itself, it is like a weird like hodgepodge mix of various different like subgenre styles. I've said it online on Twitter, like that it's kind of like part like trap album, like part instrumental hip hop, part like Christopher Nolan soundtrack.
Yeah.
And then part Ammo remix. So it's a massive like melting pot of different styles that don't necessarily fit together, but somehow they've managed to make work. Because I mean, skipping to the end, like I kind of like this quite a bit. It's not something I'm going to go back to a lot, but like just picking apart like all the songs, styles, and stuff, like there's a lot in there that I really enjoy. Like I really enjoyed like I think as we mentioned the Christopher Nolan thing, like it's a Devastating Liberation.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the track which just starts off quite tame and turns into an epic soundscape for a film, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it basically just sounds like something that Christopher Nolan would put in a Batman trilogy. It's big, it's huge, it's got a horn section, it's got everything you want from like a big rousing like soundtrack style song, which is something I like listening to in my free time. I love that. Again, there's other songs in there. I think the weirdest thing for me about this thing is that it seems that there's a lot of collaborations on there that kind of make this record what it is. I think they're the bits that stand out the most.
They are 100% lost to me as far as the names that are on here.
I'm talking like solely musically.
I know too.
I know names, but I don't know like songs and stuff like that. So like, I mean, the big ones obviously Halsey and Lotus Eater.
Yeah.
So they were on 2 separate tracks. So Halsey did a song question mark, I think. It's
upside
called,
down question mark.
Yeah, upside down question mark. We'll call it question. So she did question, which was like a play on lyrics from one of the Ammo songs that uses rhythm to it. And I thought it was a really good song. I think that one worked really well. It's one of the more like accessible pop songs on the album.
Yeah.
Same with again. I'm not even going to tell you what the song title's called. But
it's the one with Yonka on it, I'm guessing.
Yeah, the one featuring
Yonica, sorry.
Yanaka. It's not someone I know the name of, but it's it's
Yanaka. So it doesn't sound right about that.
No,
that sounds like an insult.
It does.
If you say Naka, Naka,
Yanaka.
Not Yonaka.
I think Shinsuke Nakamura used to use that as a finishing move.
Wrestling. Okay, yeah. But no, I think again, I think going back to this, I think that one's got like again with the vocals, like it helps it stand out more. And then the weirdest one on this album for me is probably Underground Big.
Yeah.
Or Head Full of Hyena.
Yeah, that was a struggle.
Yeah, so this is the one that's got. Starts with like Bexy. I'm assuming is the one doing the vocals at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes into the only time actual riffs happen in this, with Lotus Eater doing a section.
Yeah.
And then it drops into a weird kind of like minimalist like trap rhythm that goes on for about 5-6 minutes, and then it kicks into Ollie Sykes on some kind of weird acid trip.
Yeah, well, it begins as sort of like almost like a meditation self-help tape, and then turning into just Ollie Sykes seeming to just get some shit off his chest.
Yeah, it's weird. But yeah, I mean, other than that, like that section alone is quite bad for me. Like I just couldn't get with it. Like, I listened to it like 2 or 3 times, and then since then I've just skipped it.
Yeah.
But up to that point, and after that point, everything about this record, it's doing something weird and interesting that there's not really anyone doing. And I think for me personally, I kind of like applaud him a little bit for that.
Yeah. I think. Oh, sorry, go on.
Sorry, I'd say when Paul says there's no one doing this album for me is reminiscent of my time in college, where I did music technology, and there was a lot of DJs on my course who wanted to get into music technology because obviously it helps them expand into recording studios and being better DJs, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I heard a lot of similar styles from this back then.
Okay.
And I'm going to put into but I am now 34 years old, and I went to college when I was 17. So either no one's doing this now, and it's just a dead thing, or it's just very, very sub, and no one hears it. And it was quite sub back then. It's just a lot of... I don't know what the term for it is. I just call it beat music, which is probably not correct.
No.
But it's just a lot of repetitive beats and kind of things. There's not a lot of substance. It's more... It's quite very simplistic, kind of like beat, very repetitive beats, and with some bits chucked on top.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd use simplistic. I think minimalistic, maybe.
Minimalistic is better. Better word. Sorry, sorry.
But that's it. I think overall there is good music being played throughout the consistency of this. Like, no matter how I feel about the genre or the take on it, there's a strong and good quality going through the entire thing. Yeah. I listened to that Underground Big twice, and the continuous beat that begins to happen and goes through the entire sort of like weird
Have we mentioned that song's 24 minutes long?
Yeah. It's 24 minutes long, and
you listened to it twice.
I listened to it twice.
You're a braver man than me. You got me.
And the continuous beat going through it just set my fucking head west. I was listening to it on headphones. But after listening to it twice, I was like, right, you know what I'm going to do? Because some mega fans out there has definitely done it and found the lyrics to it of like the actual, like everything they says. And it must have been a one-take job of Ollie Sykes just sat there, just rambling.
I imagine there's probably a bit of work in it though. You can't have just like just sat down and
But I think from reading through it, and also when I was listening to it, there's lots of really cool things in there, which I kind of appreciate for the sort of fans, young fans that they would have, the mega fans who would listen to this. There's a lot of actually really good things in there of him talking about growing up and being a nobody and like never stop trying, and there's some really good messages in there, which I do kind of appreciate bands on this level doing that in a very blunt way. If bless them, they sit down and get through it all.
Yeah.
There's quite some interesting things in there though when he talks about how he got into it, and he mentions fucking name escapes me, Paul, don't kill me, but the lead singer of Glassjaw.
Daryl.
Yeah, so he mentions him and just seeing like he saw him screaming on TV and just said like, that's something I want to do. So it's some quite interesting things in there, but over the course of over 20 minutes, it's a grind.
So when I listened to this the first time, I was going through the tracks, and I'll talk about the actual thoughts of everyone in a minute, but like when I got to Underground Big and I saw it was 24 minutes long,
but you're just like, fuck you!
Yeah, literally. I turned it off and I messaged you guys a minute and went, 24 minutes, you're taking the piss. Paul very wisely advised me to listen to what was the first 4-6 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So I did. I went back and listened to 4-6 minutes. And I think like the first couple of minutes, it's similar to what the rest of the album starts like. And I was like, all right, fair enough. And then after a couple of minutes, like, when is it Bexy comes in?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay. Got my attention, what's happening, and then obviously it kind of like kicks into what I'll call a classic Bring Me sound with the guitars. You can hear some fucking guitars on this fucking EP that doesn't happen at any point.
No.
Because like up to this point, there's no mention or sight of any of the other members of Bring Me Horizon on this until this small part. And at the same time, and I'm going to guess there's some shouty vocals on this, I'm guessing is the guy from Lotus Eater.
I assume so.
I don't know.
It didn't sound like Ollie Sykes anyway.
I'm going to be honest, I'm assuming that entire section was all of Lotus Eater.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's what I was thinking, like, is the instrumental part, like the heavy instrumental part, is that just Lotus Eater?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but then I don't know, would you get a whole band just to do a whole sort of a song?
Well, the thing is, when you Bring Me the Horizon and if that offer comes up...
Yeah, I mean, obviously
like,
they do it, but I'm saying, like, but you've already got a guitarist, a bass, and a drummer not doing fucking anything, lads.
Well, maybe they don't want anything to do with this.
No, but then obviously I got through that and like, this is alright. And then it dropped back out again into repetitive beats. And then I was like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
And then I've not got time to listen for another 20 minutes of Ollie Sykes just talking about himself. If I want to do that, I'll watch or listen to one of his interviews or read a Kerrang magazine once in a while. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to hear it in a song. Good on him.
It's
for
almost
doing
like his version of was it Baz Luhrmann's Sunscreen song.
Yeah. Fair enough if that's what you want to do, and I'm not going to hold it against him in a sort of way, but I don't want to. That's not what I want to listen to. I don't want to listen. If I wanted to listen to him chat about his life and shit, I'd go find an interview of him doing that. I don't want it on a record. Do you know what I mean? Especially for like 20 fucking minutes.
Oh no, it's weird. Don't get me wrong.
The thing is,
it's a definite choice.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when this came out, the first response a lot of people say it's weird, and I was like, oh, why is it weird? And I don't think it is weird. Like, it's weird in the sense that you wouldn't expect it, but it's not a weird thing.
There's not weird music in here, really. No. When you break it down in the songs, it's just a weird choice to have this mismatch on one album and within titles and with their collaborations. All that is the weirdness of it. There's no weird music in here, really, in correlation to what music is out there.
Yeah.
It's just a bit strange for a Bring Me the Horizon record.
Yeah, but also, it's not that strange where you look at how the band has changed over the years as well. nothing they can really do take me by surprise at the moment, unless their next album's a fucking country album.
I think Bring Me the Horizon like a set stead now of just being a pop like electro type thing.
Yeah, they
with
literally
occasional guitars.
and they move with the times quite
That's
well
fair
and
enough.
fit in quite well.
To be
I
honest,
don't hold that against them.
I don't know if I agree that it is just this is their sound now.
Oh no, I wouldn't say this is their
No,
sound.
this isn't. This is not.
I mean, I read.
Well, I mean, like Ammo is, and like the way their band's going.
Yeah, I did read a thing like I think it was Ollie was talking about because they did that song for Death Stranding.
Yeah,
we reviewed it a while
I love
back.
that track.
Yeah.
Maybe love's a strong word. I really like that track.
Yeah, but he was talking about that like how he doesn't envisage the band like doing like albums as it were. In this standard sense, like they're gonna probably do more stuff like this, where they like just focus on doing a certain aspect of the sound,
Which is a lot more common now.
Yeah, just release like smaller things, like release this just as the one, do like a heavier album if they feel like it, and just play around with their sound a bit more.
Yeah, I think where Ammo is like a progression of this sound, this is literally like almost like an insight to what they're into at the moment and their take on it almost.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It's just weird. I think it's weird that like you're getting this insight into Bring Me the Horizon, where they're collaborating with essentially pop artists and other like weird kind of doing different thing kind of artists and stuff. And their sounds evolve in a certain way, but there's a little part that keeps dragging them back to that kind of metal scene. And I just think I don't know. For me, it's like I don't know whether to just say brush it off and just fully move past it. Because I don't see the point of keep bringing it back.
Well, I think they showed with Ammo that they have a good blend between the two. Because like,
There's nothing that particularly heavy on.
Well, no,
Ammo.
but it's like I swear I heard one of them talk about this in an interview.
Song had something heavy on it.
Yeah, but no. But where how they look at it now is like, right, well, if this was a straight old school like metal track that we'd be doing, where there'd be a breakdown now, right? What can we insert instead of a breakdown? Like this is where they introduce like different things to it.
Yeah.
So it's I don't think it's a need for them to like brush off a particular genre and move entirely into the pop world. I think they actually got something interesting going on. Once again, whether I'm a fan of it or not, or it's my kind of thing, is besides the point.
Yeah.
If from an aspect of how they manage themselves and how they work within their own genre, they're creating almost like I think they got it down.
Yeah.
And this is just a good example of like, hey, this is something we're really into. This is what we like to play around with. Here's an album.
I think like with this release, and I'm hesitant to call it an album. I mean, it is.
It
but
is.
I don't. The thing is, it's not. It's one of those. It's not like an official release, is it? It's not like
pretty
it's
official.
not,
no, but I mean, it's not like
yeah.
not because obviously when a band like Bring Me the Horizon puts an album out, there's a single. There's all this hype, there's pre-orders, there's all this stuff, there's a tour, there's all this shit.
But like,
this has been thrown out into the world.
Yeah, but
it's not even like if you Google this, it's nowhere.
I think it seems weirder for us because the genres that we tend to listen to don't treat music this way. But when looking into more popularized and more of the like sort of hip hop artists now, this is the norm. Like this is how they release music.
Yeah, but at the same time though, when you drop something, like, I don't think Bring Me the Horizon is going to drop any of these on the tour. There's not going to be a tour where they play Underground Big.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're completely right.
But this will never be heard again. This has just been released.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I'm not going to hold this towards Bring Me the Horizon. This is just a thing that's happened. And I'm kind of glad that it's not going to happen again. But
you say that.
Yeah. I mean, they'll do something again. Come out
next with. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, obviously, Bring Me the Horizon got I said we'll refer to Ammo the most because that's the most recent album, and I think that's fine. And that band's going on that trajectory, and they're not going to change that formula too dramatically into this. If they release this as a proper album, like with all the hype, pre-orders and everything, and this came out, this is the new Bring Me the Horizon album, fucking flop, I tell you, because this would not fly with the majority. A lot of people would enjoy this. Some people will enjoy this as a piece of music. But the majority audience would not get this or understand this or want to listen to this on a regular basis.
But grab singles out of you, like the upside down question mark and that, and you'd have big singles for them.
I know, but is that only because Elsie's on it?
No, because it sounds like a strong pop song, which I reckon people would get behind if it was pushed as a big single.
The problem with this, though, is my problem with this release, and listening to it, and this is going through the tracks a bit, is I found that the music, like the beats and the actual bare bones of it was so fucking basic and boring that it lost my interest, because I just feel like someone's made a good loop of a beat or whatever, and like a 2-3 minute loop, not 2-3 minutes, sorry, like a 30-second loop, and they've just put it on, press record, they've gone and made a brew, had a sandwich, come back 5 minutes later, song, done. It's just very...
Yeah. I'm not... But that's the thing.
You've
from
just
my
described
perspective,
all popular music.
This is exactly what I was going to say. I'm not saying this is music I enjoy, but like, that's the norm. That's what it is.
But what I mean is, though, at the same time, that like I understand what you guys mean, but it's like steal something that I think, Candy Truck, one of the first couple of tracks, there's a beat and it doesn't change for like the whole song. No. It's just dun, 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 or whatever it is, and it's nothing changes. There's no chorus. There's nothing. It's just that continuously. That's fine. I'm not describing it. I'm just saying, at least Ammo had songs with catchy parts in it. There's nothing catchy. There's nothing memorable.
And that's why this is almost like this Bring Me as a side project passion piece. Like
that's what I mean. Though, but this is what I mean. If this was a proper release,
but it's not.
Well, no, I know, but that's my point. You're agreeing with me with my point, so I win.
If you say so. I feel like you get hung up on the idea, like, because it's an album and it's like they wouldn't be doing
this. No, I was saying that's what I mean. I was saying the point of like, I'm not going to hold this against them or towards what they're doing as a band. This is just a random piece of music. I don't think it's great. I think it's fine. I didn't hate it, and there's some bits I quite enjoyed, but it is very simplistic or minimalist. Sorry, and it just goes on. There's just a lot of it going on, and the first track's 10 minutes, and it's a lot of 10 minutes and nothing, essentially. A lot of the song, when I was thinking, like, how would this work in a Bring Me Horizon scenario? Say if they were touring or whatever, where would this sit? And you could probably get it as an intro to a set, or maybe there's like the lights go down for like 2 minutes and like a bit of a sample of one. That's it. But
I don't believe they ever wrote any of this with a thought that was something they'd have to plan.
It's just a thought I had, that's all.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think with this, I don't know who it's for them. It's just for them, really.
100%.
It's just they've got some names in. I guess, I just feel like, I don't know, some of these guys could have been probably better utilised on an actual album that matters.
Yeah.
But this won't matter. This will get washed aside in a couple of months.
Yeah, but they did what they wanted to do, I guess. I don't think there was any grandeur with this release. I don't think they were expecting anything.
Well, there's a reason why it was like just randomly dropped.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think they expected anything other than, just they did something which they want to put out there for people to do with as they will. And it was never probably meant to go anywhere further than that. It's just a bit weird because we're getting this off such a big name,
I think the thing is, if this was, I don't know, I think it's because, I think that's what bothered me about it. I think it's because it is Bring Me Horizon. I'm not like the number one fan or anything, but like, I just think there's just no need for it. Like, this just sounds like something that someone wrote in the fucking basement.
See, for me, because like you say no need, I think like, why not? It's like, yeah, if you want to do this, crack on. Why not?
You don't have to put everything out into the world. You don't.
I don't think they do. I don't think this. I don't think this is.
This is a conscious effort. And I've got to get. This is the thing. This is obviously a passion project, and I'm not going to say it's for the whole band because there's no. Besides the one small part in Big Underground, a lot of it just is drum samples and keyboard and electronic noise.
Yeah.
And to me, it just feels like it's maybe Ollie Sykes and Jordan, the keyboard guy, which is essentially just Bring Me the Horizon these days. But it just sounds like it's those two, and I just didn't think there's enough justified cause to maybe start fishing in these decent names like Halsey and Lotus Eater, because Lotus Eater are massive, but heard of them. You could probably chuck them on a decent song on an album. Do you know what I mean? Instead of like bunging them on that weird EP.
Nothing stopping them doing that in the future?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. You don't really get a lot of repeat guesties, do you? I mean,
again, it's Bring Me the Horizon. They can do what the fuck they want at this point, and they have with this record. I think
it's just the size of it. I just don't know. I just don't. It'd be nice if they did an interview or something at some point that explained the thought process about this and why they did it. I'm more curious to know about it.
I love the random albums we come across, which just somehow really just like irritate you in the weirdest ways. Me and Paul are basically like just taking it as like, yeah, fair play, crack on, it's not too bad, but not for us. Or like, or for me anyway. For Paul, it's just like he'll probably pull a bit more out of it. Where he's like, yeah, I actually don't mind listening to that. And then Banjo's just like, I just don't. Why? I can't quite. I don't know. Why is this?
Yeah. I think in the grand scheme of things, Badger, it feels like you kind of need to have an explanation for things. Like, sometimes there just isn't. Sometimes it's just a case of a couple of guys just wanting to
know why, and I want to know why. They've not done it for lols, because you guys were saying, like, there's a lot of work going into this. So if there's a lot of work going into it, fucking tell me.
You don't have to, though.
But that's like, if you put an album out, you're proud of it. You go, here, we've done this thing. Look how good this thing is. We're really proud of this achievement we've done.
They're proud enough to put it out, aren't they?
This is like...
That's good enough.
Just drop this near Christmas, the busy time of year when no one's paying attention.
They're proud enough to put it out, and I think the quality in there as far as like how, the effort's gone into the recording of it. And...
Can we at least agree it's not... I feel like we should probably at least agree it's not a Bring Me the Horizon release. Like, officially.
I mean, I don't know where I stand on Bring Me the Horizon and what they are anyway, so I haven't got much of a vote in that.
I understand bands change and bands evolve.
Yeah, totally.
I'm all aboard with that, because if you stay stagnant, you die, essentially. Mm-hmm. But to jump from Ammo to this, the fuck?
It's a big leap. No, it's fair. I mean, the way I look at it is like, it's not a mainline album for me. It's in line with some of their other like remix albums and things they've done. It's like, you don't class them as like legitimate, like full releases. But as a body of music, I'm still happy putting Bring Me the name
it's
against
a side
it.
project under the same name, basically.
Yeah. It's like, I get, like, I can see the influences and why they've done it. And again, as we said, like, there's a lot in here that I really like. There's a couple of bits that I see there being 0 point in them being there. Again, we keep going back to it, but specifically that last half of Underground Big.
Yeah.
But there are some genuinely good songs in here. I do feel a lot of it is made better by the collaborations rather than just because they're there.
The thing is, the collaborations are the outstanding points of this album.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think those are the points that make this record as good as it is.
And that's otherwise the worst part. Because your release should not be defined or made the best part of by other artists.
Your main album releases probably shouldn't be, but there's no reason why this can't be.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, I think you're trying to like just stack this up against them as a band. Like, I think you should just like think of it as a.
I'm not.
Well, you are, because you're saying that.
No, my whole original point was I'm not holding this towards them as a band. When we come to, like, if we came to do a retrospective of Bring Me the Horizon, this will not be mentioned. This will pitter into the...
Well, if we do, it is now, because it's too funny.
Yeah. But no, it's definitely getting included.
But I just think, like, for a band like Bring Me the Horizon, who are constantly under scrutiny, they have been all the time they've been a band, and for whatever reason, not even like they're doing anything wrong, it's just they've always got someone, like, niggling at them.
Yeah.
Just... why release this?
Because they wanted to.
That's fine, but I just want, like, if it's just a case of fuck it, we did it. It's like, fair enough. I don't agree with it.
That exactly is what it is to me, anyway. I think.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, like that's what you guys are saying, but that's.
That's not what he's saying. But no.
I mean, fine. I presume Paul's from Yorkshire, so he must know Ollie Sykes. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, BFFs.
Yeah, because you're all from Yorkshire, you all know each other, so don't worry about it.
To be fair, I feel like I've half invested into his like restaurant, so maybe I'm biased.
Maybe because last time I went to his restaurant and they killed me. I don't know. Maybe I've got gripes. If you got nut allergy, be careful when you eat vegan food. That's all I'm gonna say.
Or, God forbid, if you got nut allergy, read the menu. Yeah. Anyway, this is a science subject. We're going into our own side project here, where we review places.
That's the thing. I think we're dragging too much. Right?
Oh, wow.
Right, okay, I'm going to break it down to the simple things.
Uh-oh.
As a release, it's alright. My first gut instinct, if someone asks me to say it's shit, but it's not, and I have to keep telling myself it's not.
Yeah.
Because in my head I'm like, shit, it's not. It's actually quite good. And I enjoyed bits of it, but I find it too continuous.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm listening to songs like, it's like the first song I was like, you know what, I don't mind this. And I'm enjoying it, and it goes on. And then when, fucking hell, it goes on. And that's it. It's just it just feels like there's a lot of the same for a very long period of time. It's like I said earlier, like, they made a loop, and they fucked off for a bit, and they came back, and it's still recorded. Like, oh shit, I left that on record. Sorry, lads. Do you know what I mean? And it's just none of these songs have any business being 10 minutes, 24 minutes long at all. The most enjoyable song is like Big Underground if you stop it about 6-7 minutes in. And then I think, and upside down question mark, what we're going to call it. But that's only 5 minutes, and that's it. I think if you just were able to cut this down a bit and take off some of the excess, it'd be more enjoyable. But it just drags.
Yeah. Well, for me, as like an overall sort of look on the album, just like there is good music in here. I think there's interesting music in here. I didn't particularly enjoy any of this music. There's nothing in here really for me. Yeah. But is it interesting? Is it sort of like well done? Yeah, totally. I kind of do like the band a bit more for doing something like this. Like what irritates you, I kind of get a kick out of. I'm like, fuck yeah, if you want to go do this, do it. I like bands who do that. But as far as like, if on a personal level, if you want to be like, what do you think of this? It's just like, I'm never going to listen to one of these tracks again. It's like, because that's just me. There's nothing in there for me. As far as appreciating it, I can totally appreciate and understand what they've done here, even if, I don't know, if I was going to cut some things out, I'd cut a fair bit out. Yeah. But that wasn't my choice to make, and I kind of like the freedom they had with this and what they did with it, and I kind of appreciate that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm not a fan of it. It's far from anything I'd ever listen to.
Sorry, it's just like you guys have got like two sides of the coin. I feel like I'm just dangling on the edge a little bit because I personally think there's a lot to unpack in this record. A lot of it good, some of it not so good. But I think one thing that you said there, Gareth, is like that you're like, fuck it, yeah, go right ahead and just fuck around with the genre.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I love the fact that they've done this record. Totally. The fact that they're expected to be this metal band or like whatever they are now after Ammo, and they've just gone, nah, fuck you, we're going to do this instead.
Yeah.
The fact that they've got the ability to do that.
Yeah, sorry.
Go on, Paul.
I got conformed with that statement, but go on.
No, it's just like the fact that they've got the ability and the time to just go, you know what, we're just gonna fuck with our sound completely, just release something that sounds nothing really like what we've done before.
Yeah.
Yet still, to me, is still quintessentially Bring Me the Horizon.
Mm-hmm.
For their new style, as it were. Like again, following on from the Death Stranding song a little bit into this. All this does, though, is just make me interested to see what the next record that they come out with is, and what that's going to sound like. Because right now they could basically do anything musically. Like
I will pick one qualm with your statement.
Jesus Christ, Badger Leg.
No, sorry, it only bothered me.
I'm getting a beer.
Because you said the Bring Me Horizon have to keep trying not to be that metal band that everyone expects them to be, and no one's expecting that anymore, I don't think. Because Ammo was not anywhere near that. And there was a particular song on the album specifically pointing that out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but not you said earlier, like they like seem to be constantly scrutinized about what kind of sound they're going to come out with, and how Ammo wasn't heavy enough, and this and that. It's like,
I just think like they're not. No one's. I don't know. I'm not speaking for the fucking world, but like I don't think anyone's expecting Bring Me Horizon's next album to be heavy. If it was, that'd be more surprising.
Yeah, it really would.
That's what I mean. Like if they went full back to fucking
deathcore again.
Yeah, that'd be more surprising than what I expect from Bring Me Horizon. Definitely next album is gonna be like Ammo upgrade. It'd be the same, but like
more ammo.
Yeah, whatever. More like poppy synthy, whatever, but with like some bits that. They've got guitars. I remember.
To me, though, I mean, you're saying that to be honest, they could just come out with another album like this, and that wouldn't surprise me.
I think like
it's the fact that they're at a point now where they've got to that point musically where they could basically do whatever music they want.
Oh hell yeah!
And I think that's what makes this record so interesting to me, is that it's kind of given them that license to kind of go, fuck it, we're gonna do like a soundtrack trap hip hop weird acid trip album because we can. Because as you say, like they're so scrutinized, and like this seems to be like the antithesis to that. It's like, instead of going, right, will people expect us to do a kind of poppy, synthy rock album? So instead we're going to do completely opposite and just go turn the synths up to 11 and fuck everything else.
But that's the thing. That's what I expect them to do. The thing is, like, I don't expect them to go. They're going forward in their direction, so I'm expecting them to do. I feel like they're going to keep trying to. I don't know if this is what they're thinking or whatever. This is what I kind of think. Like, they're trying to prove themselves to not be what people think, but I think people, by doing that, this is me anyway, I'm expecting them to do that.
Yeah, I don't see this as like them trying to prove anything.
This is just a random thing.
Yeah,
I agree with that. And like, this is just a random thing they've thrown out into the world, and it's not been released and bigged up and everything. I don't think it's even on their Facebook. I don't know if they've even put it out or anything like that. But it's just here, and it's going to be forgotten about. I know it is. Like the Suicide Season's cut up release. It's just boom, that's that, done, whatever. Next thing. The next release will be whatever they thought they do next, and I think it'll probably be it will be an evolution of Ammo, and I don't think I'll be like, oh, I didn't see that fucking coming, or you proved me wrong, Bring Me the Horizon, you cheeky bastards. It'd just be like, oh yeah, sure, this is probably what we're going to do all the time. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I will always give this band credit to go from Pray for Plagues or whatever that fuck, Count Your Blessing, that was it.
Yeah.
To this, to Ammo, sorry, is a mad fucking evolution, and well done you lads for doing it, and I understand that's good for you to sticking to your guns and doing that, I suppose, but I don't know. Whatever. I'm easy with it. Give a shit.
You don't give a shit, do you?
No,
it doesn't bother you the slightest.
No, I
love after all of that, he's still like, no, I care. I've barely got an opinion on it.
No, 40 minutes later. I just no. This bothered me just because I just think I just want to know.
You're just annoyed you had to listen to a 24-minute track.
Yeah, that mostly. I just want to know the thought process behind it, and that's what because I think it bothered me because when a band puts out something, there's an obvious. I think there's usually an obvious thought process of like, this is what we've done before, so we'll do this now. This just seems like a total what the fuck kind of thing. And I would just like a brief thing to explain like, oh, we just had these extra tracks lying around, or we wanted to do a remix album that was slightly different, or whatever it is. It's just a bit of a fuck about, or we took a lot of acid and it happened. Whatever. I just want that.
You want an explanation which is not needed.
No, it's not. I'd like it personally. Yeah. That's it. That's all.
I kind of understand where you're coming from,
yeah.
But when you listen to an album like this, I feel like it does kind of speak for itself, where you don't need them to have an explanation, because it lists everything in the title. It's completely like down any possible track that they want to go down. Like, it doesn't need that much of an explanation to get the gist of like, yeah, these are guys just going like, here's something we fancy doing, enjoy or not. There it is.
It's just a big fucking experiment with their sound, and they've just fucked around with it to the point of not being able to recognise it anymore. And as you say, it's just a passion project that they decided to just put out. I
don't class this as their sound, and I feel like it keeps bringing up, like we keep saying, it's not a Bring Me the Horizon release. This is not an official, like this is not part of their over and canon kind of music sound. This is just a thing. But we keep saying this is just another part of their sound. I don't think it is. I just think this is a random fuck up thing they did, and this is no way going to.
Man, you're weird.
No, it's just I don't. Right.
Watching your brain work right now is
when the next official Bring Me the Horizon album comes out, if there's a part of this album on that, like a reflection of this, I will hold my hands up and say I'm a cunt. And admit I was fucking
I just
wrong.
want to sit down and watch like an experimental film with you and just see how you react. Like, I wonder how you'd react to David Lynch's Eraserhead. And just see like just how your brain breaks it down. And where's my explanation?
Please make him watch Mulholland
Drive.
Just
let shit just fucking be.
Anyway. Fucking hell. Whatever. Anyway, in summary, it's fucking album. If you're a fan of Bring Me the Horizon, I guess give it a bash if you fancy. I don't think a lot of you are going to get it. I think it's for the very niche crowd out there.
Hello.
That's why Paul's on the podcast. I don't know who I would recommend this to. Maybe if you're in college, you've got a stoner mate, he might enjoy it. Sure. Musically, it's fine. It just drags on.
Personally, I'd say everyone should at least listen to this just once, just to be like, if you've heard Bring Me the Horizon before, give this a go and go see where their mind's at the moment. It's not on this planet, but again, as I say, there's some really good standout songs on here. It's mainly the other vocal collaborations that they've got on there that stick out for me as the solid pop songs. But there's a lot of really good ideas, a lot of really good playing around with ammo tracks and vocal lines from that to make something new and interesting. Mm-hmm. There are definitely bits that stand out a bit too long and definitely overstay their welcome. But all in all, it's interesting to see a band just play with the conceptions of what people expect them to sound like, and come out with something totally different from what I've heard from them before.
That's it for me. It's I love the concept. I think more bands need to do things like this where we just go off the wall if they have the time. Obviously, this is a band who have the luxury and the time to be able to do things like this to such a grand scale. I appreciate it for that. The music for me, unsurprisingly, is not something I'm going to go back to, but that isn't. It doesn't put me off the music. It was never going to win me over with these sort of genres of music because it's not my thing. But I can appreciate it, and I wish more bands did this. And I credit to Bring the Horizon for going balls out and doing it. Really,
yeah,
cool.
That's
it. Made it, guys.
But you made it.
All right.
You made
we
it struggle.
sailed through it.
And that's how you pad out a podcast.
Yeah, secretly, Badger loved it. Just wanted to be like, oh, it's so damn good. But he thought, hang on, let me take a step back. Be the devil's advocate on this one.
Generally, I won't listen to it again, but I understand there's some musical skill involved, shall we say.
What a fucking first run for 2020.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh.
Yeah, I was hoping for a stronger start on this. But blow the cobwebs off. We're fine. And that's it for this week.
Yeah.
Nice one. Cheers for sticking with us if you made it this far.
Congrats.
Remember, it's the first episode and we've been away for 3 weeks, so forgive our sins. We'll be back next week. I know next week there's a Pressure Cracks EP coming out. We'll talk about that. There might be a Code Orange song if that's what they're blailing up to, so we'll probably talk about that.
I'm hoping maybe Creeper might drop whatever they were teasing soon.
Who's
might
to
also
say?
get those My Chemical Romance dates.
Maybe, probably not. Because this is what bands do now. They announce it a month before they announce the thing. Because they hate everybody. Yeah, I'm sure other things will happen. No gigs, I think.
No, well, the next thing we have coming up will be Slipknot in 2 weeks.
16th of June, me and Gareth are going to see Slipknot. Cool. But that's fucking...
And then Petrol Girls literally a day after, is it?
And at the end of the month, we're seeing While She Sleeps Every Time I Die.
Pretty good month, isn't it?
Yes, Lord and Saviour Kid Buckley. Good stuff. Thank you very much, guys. If you want to give us a boost, you can do by following us on Twitter at Loud Noises Pod UK. Or you can find us on Facebook by just searching for Loud Noises Podcast. You'll probably find it. Or if you want to be cool with your iPhones, leave us an iTunes review. That always helps us in the algorithm.
Damn you, algorithm.
Damn you, algorithm. Thank you much. Happy New Year. See you next week. You won't see us as an audio podcast. Bye for now.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Did it.